So everyone, the lower bracket finals of the Turtle Beach DreamHack All-Stars. A lot of pressure on this match. We've spoken about it before. Will history repeat itself? Gamers2, they have been in the grand finals of every DreamHack they have been to. Na'Vi, the only team that isn't Liquid to win a DreamHack, but none of these other teams were there. Their rivals, apparently, Gamers2, were not there, and they weren't prepared. And a familiar face appearing in the draft, the face that almost lost them the game on the Black Hearts Bay, Gamers2, the Asmodan again.
Wow.
But with no Johanna or anything, it's just Mouth. So they need to, they've got, and Na'Vi has stolen Jaina as well, so this is going to be interesting. Gamers2 have to pick Tassadar now.
Yeah, both of these teams actually got right down to work here. Jaina already being in this draft, even though it's been banned a lot, somehow this time didn't make the, I guess, the second ban with Zeratul here, as Gamers2 opted to go for that Uther ban. Yeah,
makes sense. Divine Shield on top of anyone who's about to get Global Annihilation could really save a life if they land it accurately. There's the Tyrande ban. Gamers2 really not willing to face that Butcher comp, but as we said before, Na'Vi have proven they will run it without the Tyrande, and against Rocket at least, to quite good success.
Who do you think is best to combo with Asmodan to help get stacks?
Tass. They already have Mouth. They can take the extra minion damage on his Moonfire. Tassadar is then the next one who can stack up. It would have been Jaina after that, but Jaina's already gone. And then after that, I'd say Kael'thas.
Okay.
And then if you can get to level 10, then Sergeant Hammer with Napalm is actually very good for that, but I would not pick her against this team of Na'Vi. Zagara is a good choice as well, actually.
Yeah, but got banned a little bit earlier. Banning the Tyrande here, I think, is really, really smart by Gamers2. Like, there is a very good chance, you know, Na'Vi, they definitely were going to consider her. And on a map like Dragonshire, if you let a team like Na'Vi, you know, start going around, do their rotations and get some kills, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Usually they played very well, so.
Yeah, it's very much a target ban against Na'Vi due to just their sheer skill on it. They run it in a very good way, which gets them a lot of good wins. And Gamers2, I'm almost positive they will bring a Tassadar into their draft, because right now there is not enough people to stack. There's an Anuba rank, so they get a good choice on their warrior. And if I had to guess, I'd say they'd leave Tassadar till last if they are picking him, because it's very unlikely Na'Vi will steal it.
Abathur, Vikings, not likely, you think, here?
I don't think so. You already have Asmodan. You need someone safer and more consistent, because if you don't get stacks on Asmodan, he basically becomes very useless.
I really like Kael'thas when you have Asmodan. You get like the epic poke team.
I think Kael'thas and Tassadar would be a very good final two for them.
Not only like he will help for stacks, but once you get like level 16, it's like you don't even want to fight. You're running away from fights and burning your opponents from afar. The
question is, which person are you going to get sniped by, Kael'thas or Asmodan? If you stay close to
Kael'thas,
ideally. If you run away, it's Asmodan. Oh my god, I'm just imagining getting hit by both of those.
Yeah, it's pretty
Full Gathering Power stacked Kael'thas and fully stacked Asmodan Taste for Blood. That will give me nightmares. Gamers2 still waiting for this, and those are the two who expect Muradin.
We can duo queue if you want.
We will make it ourselves, and then our team will not help us stack, and Asmodan will just become useless again. But yeah, the Muradin there, also quite good if you take his Thunderclap. Not amazing at clearing the waves, but it is still a huge AoE damage, so I guess they can work it down.
Yeah.
So it's a little extra something, and of course, extra stuns, always lovely.
Butcher here? For Na'Vi?
I think against Double Warrior, that might be potentially lethal. You just get stunned up and you die.
Yeah, but I guess they have like Johanna. Well, yeah, if they had Uther, I guess it'd be more likely, but with Rhaegar, it's going to be tough. Like,
if they're running a warrior, it's going to be...
The thing is, like, as much as this is true, it's still Dragonshire, while, like, rotations and fight for the shrine are going to be super important, so you might still be able to do well. Like, as long as he can go in and do his damage, even if he dies after, like, if he blows up, like, two people, like, does a ton of damage to two guys.
So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Na'Vi actually run a double warrior comp as well against Gamers2. Like, Gamers2 have already taken the Muradin and the Anuba rank, and that's basically the top three. But
what about double healer to completely negate the Asmodan?
That might be a good idea as well, but the healers are still quite squishy themselves. So, but still definitely a okay choice like Malfurion, with his already been taken. But
I think if they went like Kael'thas and then another healer here.
Which healer would you say? Because most of them have either been picked or banned. Like, your options are Lily.
Yeah, Lily.
That's Lily or Brightwing.
Lily's Serpent build.
it's not very good.
Just
not
kidding.
anymore. But there's a lot of people running the Water Dragon at the moment. The slows on it could be nice. It would at least prevent the Warriors from frontlining sufficiently. But I think it's better if they went for maybe a second Warrior like Arthas or Tyrael if they wanted to just try for an engage onto the Asmodan in the backline, or even a Stitches. We keep saying it, they already have a very solid Warrior.
Come on,
they
like,
have the follow-up for it.
Stitches and Kerrigan, they don't exist in this game. Like,
There's Illidan.
I thought you knew.
Yeah, they're both in situations where it's like, well, they could be picked, and then it's like, yeah, we are invisible. No
and
one
last pick
notices
here,
us.
most likely a ranged assassin.
I would say like maybe a Tassadar.
Oh yeah,
here.
Tassadar would be
Protection
great.
for the Illidan, deny it from Gamers2. Would be
Tassadar
all right.
or Nazeebo or Vala, Falstad.
Yeah, Gamers2 can't really pick Tassadar actually because they really do not have enough damage if they do that.
Yeah.
Like
Sylvanas for either also, like he's still.
That would be, yeah, I like that. That would
Especially
be quite good for
Gamers2, like they need, you know, more damage definitely. They got 2 tanks and then they got Asmodan, which I mean, as much damage as it can do.
Yeah, Abathur is open for Na'Vi as well if they want to go for just the Abathur Illidan. There's a lot of damage on that one, and like Reverberation is a thing. They've already picked Illidan into it. There's the Tyrael, so double Warrior, single melee assassin, 1 Jaina. A lot of CC on that. If they go with the Hunt, then it's even more CC, but it's more likely just going to be Judgment, Metamorphosis, Johanna, Bless Shield, and then all the slows coming in from Rhaegar and Jaina.
I think Gamers2
really good against Warriors.
Who do you think they were thinking about, Vala or Kael'thas? Probably Kael'thas, I think, originally, but now, because there's such a strong engage by Na'Vi, they might actually change up their plan.
Yeah, maybe a safer assassin would be an interesting pick for them. Like, Kael'thas is very much going to die if it is a Hunted.
Yeah, like, if he has to do a rotation between bottom and mid, like in the mid game, where he has to basically fight or prevent the Drake from being taken.
They are putting so much on this Asmodan. That is so risky. The damage is literally just Asmodan and Tassadar Storms. That is incredibly risky, and Na'Vi, much more standard composition, then they have some very good pick potential, and they do actually have a very good team for pushing through this double Warrior. Because both of their Warriors are a little bit weaker in terms of tankiness, a lot better in terms of fight control.
They look very happy about the draft.
They do. They seem quite pleased.
All smiles. Look at this guy. Asmodan, who do they think they are?
Yeah, it was
actually, they kind of 6-0'd you like a DreamHack.
Well, no, it's 9. It's oh yeah, it's 6-0. But yeah, it's going to be... I think Gamers2 may have just overstepped here. I think they've gone really overboard with the amount of damage they actually need and the amount of pressure they're putting on Asmodan. I think if Na'Vi went for a Hunt Illidan or just did really well with their Metamorphosis Illidan, then they're definitely going to get some easy kills on Asmodan. And the second he's out the fight, Gamers2 are going to have some serious problems. I will say, though, this Malfurion is going to have a wonderful time. He's just going to heal everyone.
Well, unless he gets jumped. If he's out of position for just 1 second.
If he's the target, then that is a huge problem for Gamers2.
Yeah, he's going to die instantly if he's out of position for just 1 second.
Very much so. All right, so you keep asking me. I'm going to ask you, looking at the draft...
By the way, the ban on Uther, sorry, but...
Yeah.
The ban on Uther, we just saw Na'Vi do some pretty crazy things on this map with the Uther and Divine Shield. I think...
Yeah, that might be a target.
Yeah.
They did some really cool stuff, like perfect Divine Shields to grab the Dragon Knight. That's like alpha stuff, and bringing it back makes me happy.
You were going to say?
Yeah, you keep asking me, so I want to ask you. Having a look at the draft, who do you think came out better?
I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't like Gamers2's draft that much, but at the same time, I'm not a big fan of double Warrior melee assassins, so maybe neither. Like, these are not drafts I'd be comfortable with, but much like you, I have to give an answer, so I guess I'm going to go for Na'Vi.
Fair enough, I do agree with you, and it is time to introduce the teams. On the left-hand side, it is the blue team of Natus Vincere, and playing on the Rhaegar, it is going to be Splendor. Playing the Johanna, it will be Breeze. The Jaina, being played by Eternal. Tyrael is being played by Shrimpy. And in the top lane on his own is Illidan, being played by JPL. And on the right-hand side, it is the red team of Gamers2. And playing the Tassadar, it is going to be Nika. Playing the Muradin is going to be Yuva. The Malfurion, being played by Leo from Korea. The Anub'arak just ran off to the top lane. It is going to be Shiku. And finally, playing the Asmodan, returning to see if he can do it just as well, it is Basher.
Yeah, we're gonna have both teams actually kind of stacking up here in the middle with Asmodan trying to get some. Oh, it looked like for a second like he might just go top. Yeah, interesting. Usually you see these rotations between mid and bottom.
Yeah, it's a much longer distance to top. That's very interesting. I guess they can bully JPL. He may have just gone a bit aggressive there, but with Breeze there and his own dash abilities, he's able to get out. Looking at the first level talents, very normal stuff from pretty much everyone. Like Rhaegar's gone for the cheaper heal, but that's still taken quite often. And Malfurion with the increased damage to minions just to help Asmodan stack.
Regen Master on Anubarak.
Yeah, which we've already spoken about before, is not too uncommon. And Batrick is actually getting quite a few shots here, so he is stacking pretty well considering it is the early game, and he's missing a Jaina or a Johanna.
I have to say I was very skeptical of you know, the new replacement for ADRD because I felt like ADRD was such a key player in Gamers2, but so far he's been really filling these shoes very nicely.
He has. He's been doing a fantastic job. For now, Shrines being traded to either side. Top Shrine going over to Gamers2. Bottom Shrine is in favor of Na'Vi, so no Dragonite currently for either team. Level 4 is going to be hit very soon, so we get to see which way these talents do go. I doubt we'll see too much out of the ordinary from anyone.
Yeah. Gonna have to keep a close eye to Asmodan though. I'm gonna see these stacks pretty often, see how well he's doing. Maybe now it's a little bit too early, but
both Shrines in favor of Na'Vi, and it looks like Shrimpy wants to try it, but Nika and Leo from Korea and Batek all have long-range harass abilities. He's getting dropped, but he throws down the root, and that prevents the chase.
Oh, the Drake!
But they don't have any abilities. There's the Moonfire. That will be enough to deny, but they've pushed very far forward for this, but with a Dimensional Shift, Nika will be able to back up. Nice Blizzard onto Leo from Korea, but the Condemn does not land. Fight over the Shrine in the bot lane. Mid lane is once again attempted to be captured. Bot lane has been abandoned. Top lane will also be taken by Gamers2, so they now have the potential if they want.
Yeah, and they're pretty healthy. They got lots of hit points here to work with in the middle of the map, and there are three guys there.
The only person here, and bot lane is taken though due to the fact that there was a bit of a roam down there, so they are able to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, Jue had to pull back here, being low on hit points.
What is that Muradin talent, level 4?
It is the increased regeneration on the second wind when you don't get hit for some time.
Is that, so what, third wind?
I forgot.
Is that what it's called? I think it's called third wind.
Yeah, but like you regenerate much faster.
Okay, well, they are back in. We just had a quick pause, and it is third wind. Wow, I did not expect that, but I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because he's fighting for the shrines alone, going down to low hit points, then pulling back and regenerating. It actually makes sense, to be honest.
It does make sense. And he is missing out on the extra hit of the Thunderclap, but he already has Reverberation, so he only needs to really hit it once and then just keep doing it. If he takes battle momentum, he can just spam it. He has to jump out of here, though. Takes a full Blizzard. That's solo, and he gets taken down by Splendor. Na'Vi will grab the first blood, and they have both Shrines in their favor. JPL taking top. Breeze going to head down to the mid lane to try and help fight over this. Nika going very aggressive. Infernal coming from below, though, is going to zone these guys. Nice Blizzard.
Yeah, Nika that's going to be a Drake.
Trying to wait for it. No, one minion. He's going for it, and who has the ability? Storm? No Storm, and first Dragonite going over to Na'Vi, and they're going to head straight to top and kill some towers.
Yes, prediction.
Yes, prediction.
Na'Vi finally gaining some good momentum here against Gamers2, a team they've struggled so much against in the past. 0-6 in maps in their last few encounters.
3 offline tournaments. No, sorry, 2 offline tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 0-6 nonetheless. Like.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice for them to finally pick up a map against Gamers2. They would have break the curse.
Yeah, first round and then lower bracket finals every single tournament so far. This is, someone's about to have their spree broken. Uber taking quite a bit of damage, but is able to back up, dodges out the way of the Blizzard. Level 7s are available. Muradin going for the Piercing Hammer, so he can get that extra little bit of stun. Asmodan, 62 stacks. Not amazing, but not terrible. He is working his way up there, and it's just going to get even stronger once he gets to level 10 and can one-hit minion waves with the help of Blackpool. As Anubarak gone fairly Scarab-based, other than the Regen Master at the early level. Other than that, we have fairly normal stuff from everyone.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how these develop here. Now that Na'Vi, they are finally ahead, like by quite a nice margin, pretty much your whole level. So that's going to be a level 10 much earlier, assuming they don't, you know, completely mess up with the situation here, get caught and die. So with that leads, if they can get the next Drake, assuming he's going to come back up soon here with the Shrines, it'd be really nice for them if they can get a second one in a row and do some more damage on these forts. And so far, like, you know, as much as in the past they've been ahead and then they kind of messed up, I mean, right now, they're doing what they need to be doing, you know, doing these camps.
It's much harder to mess up on this map as well. There's no boss to focus, there's no throw pits to dive into. It is all about the map control.
Yeah, and especially against this comp with an Asmodan, you know, like, there's a few comps where, like, there's a Zeratul and a Kaltas against which you can really mess up the fight and lose really hard even though you're ahead. But against an Asmodan comp, like, you'd have to play pretty bad for something insane to happen in you. Look at this, level 10 against 9.
Yeah, and they're looking for some aggression here, pushing very heavily onto the bot lane and in the mid lane. And yeah, those mercenaries will easily take down that fort. Looking at the first fort of the game going over to Na'Vi. And laser Asmo down onto Illidan, and he just walks away.
Metamorphosis, by the way.
Yeah, that is fine. They are doing well enough with
11 against 9, and Gamers2, they're not closing in on the level 10. I feel fast enough that they're going to be able to defend against the upcoming Shrines and Drake.
Yeah, Drake coming up very soon. Level 10 will be available. Talking to right there, but they're going to lose Asmodan if they're not careful. He's too big. The body blocks will stop him escaping, and he goes down. And there's a long time now that he's not going to be around for stacking or for defending the Shrines for this Dragon Knight. Level 10 is available for Gamers2. Fairly standard stuff, as we all expected. But this is going to be Na'Vi's chance to try and push in and grab control of another Dragon Knight and really cement their lead.
Muradin's trying to prevent it in the middle of the map here.
But there's a lot of Na'Vi players.
He gets
Muradin
caught.
has to jump. There's the stun onto JPL. He is forced to back up. And Leo forced to back up as well. Does not want to fight JPL, and that's the second Dragon Knight of the game going over to Na'Vi, and they are looking really dominant.
So far, they've done pretty good. I don't think the Drake should take too much damage here, as there's 4 heroes just waiting for him. They're pushing at the top here at the same time. It's going to be really hard for Gamers2 to defend appropriately here. I don't think Anoob's going to get caught. It takes a little bit of damage there. Are they going to rotate top and take the fight here?
Maybe. There's the Asmodan still just stacking. It was like, if there's a hero there, fine, but I just want the minions.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. That's all he needs. Dragon Knight still got 2/3 of its health, 28 seconds left, and is just currently auto-attacking.
Those shields doing really good, actually.
Yeah, Tassadar really nice on the defense right now. He's about to go for a little bit of a flight, and the Dragon Knight will get a bit more damage done, but he's definitely not going to get the fort.
Web Blast on Nanu Barak, by the way.
Yeah.
No surprise, really the standard these days.
Yeah, need to single out that Rhaegar or that Illidan in those team fights, or even the Jaina would be fine for them in this case. Shehu, thinking about starting that Bruiser camp, but decides instead to go to the top lane, just in case Breeze goes really aggressive with this, and to protect that tower.
Yeah, they're up 1 talent here, so if somehow Na'Vi could try and get a fight out of this, it'd be great, but I'm pretty sure Gamers2, being fully aware of that, they're going to be trying to prevent that.
Less spell shields than last time from Na'Vi, feeling much more confident. When they were at this point in the Black Hearts Bay game, Asmodan already had a couple hundred stacks. How many does Asmodan have at the moment? Can we have a quick look? 188. So it is a lot of damage, but it's nowhere near as much as last time. So them only having that many, 1 spell shield and 1 sixth sense is probably fine for them. They are dominating the map so much at the moment that it's a completely different game to the Black Hearts one.
And in terms of forts, actually, we have 2 forts that went down already from Gamers2, so Na'Vi doing a fantastic job. The one in middle took a bit of damage as well, as much as it was shielded. There's no mule, obviously.
Not
stealing another camp.
Gamers2 right now. Na'Vi are just taking everything and have been the entire game. Gamers2 need to get a beneficial fight if they want any chance of staying in this game. But right now, playing so defensively. And there's the judgment onto Malfurion. If he goes down, there's going to be no team fight potential available. Nice body blocks by JPL, but Leo from Korea does get out. Water Elemental trying to chase him, but it goes down as well. Shehu trying to take care of Jane, and Nika pops his Archon, but it's not going to be involved. Actually, it might be enough. Infernal gets sniped by Asmodan from above, and the laser does a bit of damage to Splendor. Everyone else is pulling back. Illidan is already out. Breeze just throwing in the blinds to help Shwimpy back away. Shwimpy will have Elden's fight, but the Web Blast is used onto the Rhaegar there, and that is not very good at all. And Shwimpy taking a lot of damage. He goes down as well, and this is exactly what Gamers2 needs. Splendor, Ancestral healings himself, but he's having to run the complete wrong way, and he's getting stunned up, but he's actually very fast in this form. In comes Tassadar and Yuba from the top. Muradin stun, and that will probably be enough, and down he goes, and that is exactly what Gamers2 needed, but there's still a level behind.
Yeah, Na'Vi, it seems like no matter how far ahead they are, they just keep on struggling against Gamers2. I mean, they're still 1 level ahead. Actually, that bottom keep here took quite a bit of damage, but I mean,
that's still
losing that fight and 3 of them dying, it brings it much closer than it was all of a sudden experience-wise. And they're in that scary situation right now where Gamers2, they're closing in on basically getting a Drake here very, very soon.
Yeah, that
Jaina, ooh, she catches this Anub.
He has Burrow Charge. He only does a short range though. Nice ice block, blocking out the Globe of Annihilation there. Massively clutch.
Yeah.
Na'Vi is so good at that. Dodging and blocking abilities like Hinterland Blast, Flame Strikes, and apparently Globe of Annihilations, they are just so top with that.
It's really hard to do, especially since he was pretty close.
Yeah, that was point blank in terms of damage with
246 stacks, by the way.
That's pretty good. He's almost halfway towards max, and I have no idea where that one was going. I guess it was the bot lane. Yeah, just clearing out some of that. He got a couple from there. Both shrines
they're closing in on 16, so
Na'Vi. Eternal is on his own here. There's no one from Gamers2 to contest this.
I'm a little bit surprised that with 2 warriors and 1 melee assassin, they go for Jaina in the Drake, by the way.
I guess because she's actually the only one who could really get picked off. I guess that makes a bit of sense. She just gets a huge extra health pool.
Yeah, but like they don't... Gamers2 doesn't really have like a hard engaged team, though.
It's very true, but it's still a one who could get picked off, especially from that Asmodan if they just land a stun lock. For now, he's just going to go very aggressive. He will back out before the Dragon Knight expires, which is going down very quickly, but Bree is coming in doing a lot of damage. And this is the issue with Jaina in Dragon Knight. Yes, she is safe, but they do not have the damage to really win any fights.
I say that, but as much as since they have an Asmodan, it feels like they don't have a hard engaged team. They have a Nubarak and Muradin, so I guess they could jump on top of her.
It is stun locks. They would need to stun lock her in time for Batek to land a Global Annihilation. Infernal going to back out, 17% Dragon Knight, 17 seconds left, and he just doesn't want to get caught once this thing has
These Drakes really haven't been doing much.
No, they got a 4 on the second one, but that's about it. Tyrael yet to pick a level 16 talent, and level 16 is very soon going to be available for Gamers2. I'm assuming that's the Numbing Blast coming in from Jaina there. Yeah, Numbing Blast. Like, the Vulnerable's fun, but it's much more safe and stable to go with the Numbing Blast. Level 16 available for Gamers2. The longer route and duration coming in from
Tyrael doesn't go for Blood for Blood.
He does not go for Blood for Blood. He instead goes for the Holy Ground, which is also good for controlling fight areas. Blood for Blood coming in from the Anubarak. The Stone Skin coming in from... Stone Form, sorry, coming in from Muradin. And the Second Strike.
Zeratul, by the way.
What, sorry?
Yeah, Zeratul didn't... he got the double storm, man.
Tassadar, yeah, he did.
Tassadar, sorry.
Yeah,
interesting. Trying to get some more extra. I guess with this comp it makes sense.
Yeah, he has static charge as well, so the splash damage he could do quite a bit, but right now, Na'Vi have not been taking that kind of fight where Tassadar can really get a huge amount of work.
Who is he going to land the storm on, though? Like, he can't really try and storm the back.
Everyone, I'd say Illidan. Any ability damage.
Anyone at the front that's clumped up, so like, he can hit a few of them, ideally.
Yeah, Twimpy chasing back and Mubarak there. Shiftle not going to get involved. And once again, Na'Vi going very aggressive.
They want that keep so bad. Illidan's not there, by the way.
They're only threatening. They're not going for any kind of dive. That is a lot of health. Half health onto Eternal, and that's not what they want to keep happening.
I guess that's why she took the Drake.
That is exactly why she took the Drake, because that hurts. But now, Na'Vi just going to head off into the map and just start clearing mercenaries, and that did not do as much to Swimming. He is pretty fine. It seems to only be Jaina who's an incredible threat here.
It's pretty hard to anticipate like where he's going to shoot to every time.
Yeah. Like, you can ice block it nice, but sometimes you just don't bother and just let it heal.
Yeah.
As long as there's no enemies nearby, you just heal up and just let it happen. Because that way, usually when you're level 20, your bolt's still on cooldown, so you can do, still off cooldown, so you can use it when you really need to. So
Illidan's not with them here. Na'Vi need to be very careful, but I guess it's weird how Gamers2, they've been really reluctant to try and actually engage because, you know, they have Asmodan again. All they try to do is, you know, poke from afar. But as I say that,
they are fighting over
Illidan is across the map.
He is miles away. He is running in. There's the web blast view. Schwippy getting caught up, and so is Johanna. There's the judgment onto Malfurion, just trying to hold him back. Tyrael, Elduin Might's out, and no one from Na'Vi going down, and in comes JBL into the backline. He is on to the Asmodan. There's the Globe of Annihilation, does quite a lot of damage, but JBL metamorphosizing out, and we're seeing Na'Vi in full retreat here. Not getting the fight they wanted to because Illidan was not there from the start, but they didn't lose anything important for that. Oh, they might though. On the minion wave, not on the Infernal. I think he would have killed him if he actually hit Infernal with that.
Stack's too important, man. Malfurion actually getting targeted down by Illidan here. He's gonna have to pull back before he goes too far and too deep.
Oh, I like that. Nice use of the Holy Ground there, just to annoy a Nubarak more than anything
Oh,
else.
this Muradin might be in trouble here.
Yeah, nice stun onto Infernal, which gets him a bit of leeway, but there's the Condemn, the slow, and the pushback with the Holy Ground.
They
and
left him there too, like Gamers2, they're not going to help him.
Yeah, down he goes. They just grabbed top shrine, and they have a good amount of control over
50 seconds timer, this could be a Drake here.
That is a long respawn timer, and like you said, could be Drake. We're seeing Rhaegar and Illidan heading up to the top lane. Johanna is on her way too, but we can all see because we have the observer camera. The Gamers2 have already ditched this and are on their way to bot for a shrine trade.
Actually, no, they're doing this.
They're killing a Dragon Knight.
They know that if they go bottom for the shrine, there's a chance they get caught and killed. And because this is such a long timer, they've kind of accepted that this was a mistake, and they're going to let the Drake go. They're going to try and defend it instead. But look at this. Closing in on level 20 very, very nicely here. Navi, they want to take that wall, they want to get 20 and finally get a favorable fight. And their first map win in a long time against Gamers2 at a DreamHack. I guess ever.
It will be their first one at a DreamHack. JPL pushing into the bot here. He's just going to try and focus down this keep, which is on half health while the rest of his team pushes the mid lane. But Gamers2 all focusing their efforts on JPL, which basically means the rest of Na'Vi will get these towers. Oh, Sniperito. Nope. He's aiming at where he was.
Oh, they're going to get 2 keeps.
He was going to be. They're aiming for both. I don't think the Dragon Knight will get this one, but they've really split Gamers2 up, so Gamers2 are struggling a bit here. And yeah, Dragon Knight will be forced to get out here. It is JPL, so he can dash out of here, but that's a lot of damage. He uses his Bolt of the Storm, which he got when he hit level 20. He's ready to go back in, though. We may see the Metamorphosis try and get the damage here. They're trying to get Yuva. Nice Holy Ground again. The root goes down onto Muradin as well. He's taking so much damage. He doesn't have his Stone Form up, though, and is able to tank it all. But that was a very nice escape by JPL from what was a really bad situation.
Yeah, they didn't end up getting any of the keeps here, and I think they really want to get one that badly here. So being on level 20, having 4 of their heroics against just 2 right now.
Oh, JPL, that's really aggressive. Taking a lot of damage, gets half health, has to metamorphosize just to get out. Does not want to get caught, and everyone else just going to pull out of there. They got the keep, they did their damage, they're just going to go back, clear mercenaries, and start grabbing some of their own.
Yeah, getting the keep here, definitely a pretty big deal. And Gamers2, they want to close in on that level 20 themselves, but pretty sure Navi, they're just going to be grabbing the 3 camps. That's, I guess, 2 of them on their side of the map, plus the 6 o'clock one. And then behind this, they're going to look forward very nicely to basically waiting up until the shrines come back up, try and get them, because so far, they are the ones with the momentum here. They've been winning the fights, and even though it's 3 kills to 3, they've overall done quite a bit better, I feel, in this game.
Yeah, they've been playing fantastically well. Level 20s are about to be got by Gamers2.
492.
Wow, so he's like 1 minion wave away from max stacks, and that's going to be it, and max stacks. That is a maximum amount of damage you can do with Asmodan. Let's see what it does. Like, he was half helping Illidan with a single shot before, but he's still not been able to get kills with it because they don't have the follow-up damage. Like,
Navi disengaged many times, like when they were losing hit points and they saw that they were going to die, especially Illidan. Like, he used Metamorphosis to actually escape.
Yeah, and they have double Storm Shield as well. They're very prepared for this. Ice Block, Bolt the Storm, Storm Shields, just all protection from the Asmodan because he is the only threat.
Yeah.
Swimpy, grab that top shrine. Yuva moving in here.
Asmodan's going to throw.
He should throw, but who does he aim at? It's just the 2 tanks in the circle. It's more like he's just going to come in and laser. No, he is throwing, just point blank. Does get Tyrael, but Tyrael just gets out of there with the Eldritch Might, but there's the focus on him. Ancestral Healing will keep him alive, but Breeze is separate from the scene. But
Johanna.
in the meantime, JPL grabbed the Dragon Knight. Johanna's taking a lot of damage. She is tanking.
If he can escape.
Oh, that was a heavy shot. Nice judgment, slows down a Nubarak, but there's a Web Blast currently being used on the Rhaegar. Will he get out? Yes, he will. And now, Na'Vi trying to stop the ports. They're stopping the ports of the Dragon Knight. It's Dragon Knight versus the Malfurion and the Asmodan. I don't think that's enough damage. Dragon Knight's dropping very quickly.
Hero versus Dragon Knight.
Just taken off the storm. Yeah, the laser beam is enough here. JPL trying to do as much as possible, half health, and he's only just taken down the shield, but he is doing so much damage. But in the meantime, Na'Vi are picking up the rest of Gamers2.
They actually get Tassadar, and they will get Nubarak as well.
They will get him. The Dragon Knight has popped. It is going to be Illidan in there. He can survive this for quite a while just on his own as long as he dodges the enemy.
If he can put it,
that is a chunk.
Oh, wow, he didn't. Oh, did he?
No, he didn't. He was stunned.
They can finish.
They're trying. They're going to try
4 against 3. They're going to try.
They're going to try and end this. There's no shield on the core. 59%. They're charging in. They're just going to ignore and dive. That Global Annihilation hit. No one breathes. And Shrimpy just going to stun out Asmodan, so the laser isn't going down. They're focusing down the core. It's going to be close, but they have no health. Nice ancestral healing on Jaina. Keeps her alive. And GG! Na'Vi will win against Gamers2 for the first time. Huge congratulations to them. And that's the momentum they need. That is one map, and that's all they need. Now they know it can be done. They are so happy.
They've broken the curse, man. It looks almost as if they won the series, but that was just map one, guys.
That's all they need. They know it can be done now, and that is the momentum they need to carry on into the next games. Wow, I'm super happy for them, man. That was so cool.
They looked pretty good. Like, there was one moment where they kind of messed up, but they were just like already ahead enough that it didn't really matter all that much. And then behind this, they were solid enough not to let go away of their lead once again. In the end, they preserved their forts, and they took a lot of good decisions, to be honest. You know, every time they disengaged, it seemed like the right decision. They'd never really committed to any bad fights. So very nicely done by them.
Yeah, incredibly well done there. For the first time ever, I think, seeing quite a solemn Gamers2. They don't know what to make of this. That is very interesting for them, and I've never seen Gamers2 go on tilt. I doubt this is what would cause them to go on tilt, but it's going to be fun to see. Na'Vi, they're just chatting it up. They had a wonderful time in that game.
They really look like they won the series.
Yeah, but Na'Vi is very much it's very interesting that they have won this, and they won it in the exact same way that they've won so many of their games against Asmodans, or how they played better against Asmodan, against Kael'thas's. I would say that Na'Vi, it's not an amazing title to have, but they are the best at dodging skill shots in the game. Dodging, bolts, blocks.
I think you said it very well during the draft. You thought that, what was the word that you used? Gamers2 overextended or something?
They really overgreeded on the Asmodan.
Yeah,
they put so much concentration on just getting him to stack. And yeah, he got to complete 500 extra damage. And then what? Tassadar really, really tried to fill in that damage.
It was a pretty early pick too. It's like you're allowing the opponents to basically
steal all the stuff you need.
Yeah, and cater around destroying your comp. So
if Na'Vi had, like, the second the Asmodan was picked, Na'Vi responded with picking up the Jaina as their assassin. If Gamers2 had had the Jaina, they could have really got the stacks going on Asmodan, and they would have had follow-up damage.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Na'Vi already had Johanna, so you didn't have that for stacks, and that would have been a good warrior for it. They took the Jaina. That's no follow-up damage, and suddenly you're in a really tough situation. And I agree with what you said, that Kael'thas, I think, may have been the better choice instead of Tassadar at the end there, because it's not as good as setting up for Asmodan, but at least it's follow-up damage.
Yeah, like the poke capability from a Kael'thas and Asmodan is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I actually really like when somebody does this kind of comp and they can poke super well from afar, and then they play very defensive, but at the same time they do something like getting a Stitches.
Yeah, I love that.
There was a time where I thought that Stitches plus Zeratul was actually the most insane thing ever, because you can't...
It used to be. It was amazing.
If you clump up, you get Void Prison, and if you spread out, then...
You get hooked.
Yeah, so you got to choose. It's one or the other.
Yeah, and to start off with the draft, Gamers2, they don't want to deal with that, or just with Zeratul in general. They will be banning him out straight away. Na'Vi, I'm interested to see what they will ban here, because it's Gamers2 banning out Zeratul is just a standard pick.
Come on, Jaina.
But they ran Jaina last time, but I guess it is first pick, so it does make sense to ban out the Jaina.
On this map, though, definitely some of the heroes that we don't see too much on the other maps could come into play.
Yeah, like I said
earlier,
earlier,
going to say Kerrigan again.
You can seriously say it. Like I said earlier, I don't think it'll happen either, but Stitches, this is his best map. And I don't think it'll happen, but this is definitely a map that lends itself to a lot of heroes. I definitely think we'll see a Zagara. There is the Johanna ban, so we're almost definitely going to see a Jaina first pick.
Johanna's pretty good too.
She's
very tanky and good at rotations. This is, I think, the best rotation map.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, it's very small. It lends itself incredibly to rotations.
If you guys are newer to Heroes of the Storm, this is a map where the lanes are separated by very, very small space. Two very quick picks here by Na'Vi, and again, stunners. The two...
yeah, very much a roaming gank squad from Na'Vi.
Two human heroes here, as an old-school human player myself, Muradin and Uther.
Yeah,
but yeah, if you're newer to Heroes of the Storm, on this map, since the lanes are so close to each other, you can actually rotate from one another very quickly. So getting a composition with a lot of lockdown and stunners, like Na'Vi is starting to do already, can be very, very strong. Because then you're going to move from one lane to another, try to catch heroes and kill them, and that's how you win games, I guess.
Yeah, and this is another one for the exact same reason that lends itself better to that double warrior meta that we're seeing, especially Na'Vi. Focus on Gamers2 though, picking up probably one of the best heroes on this map in general, Zagara. Because, like we said, this map is so small, and the objective areas are quite small as well. Zagara giving creep to the rest of that area is mental. The vision you get from it is so valuable. It's an incredible pickup for them.
She seems to get like very consistent damage, and also the Maul's really going to help in fights.
Yeah.
Her weakness obviously is that she doesn't have any escape. Yeah. But as long as you can place yourself really well, you're not going to be in trouble all that often.
So Na'Vi, melee assassin, do you agree? They have Ufa and they have Muradin, who is Muradin the biggest counter and Ufa the best support for it.
Butcher.
Yeah, I think so. If I'm almost positive that Gamers2 will ban out
the bans are going to be interesting because Gamers2, they already got 2 assassins. Imagine they pick one more and then they ban one.
The ranged ones, that would be interesting.
Yeah. And then Na'Vi,
a lot left.
Na'Vi banned 1 tank and they picked one. Imagine
if they just ban out another one. Well, Gamers2 do have the option to pick up one of their tanks at least here, just to give them that, prevent them from being outpicked in that sense. But they're only gonna. There's still plenty of options in terms of tanks. Arthas, for example, doesn't really get focus banned that much, but he's still incredibly strong, especially on this map, because like we said, lanes are much smaller, so Syndragosa can really turn a team fight on this map.
Tyrande, we need to keep on our mind for Na'Vi.
I would say that Gamers2 will ban Tyrande.
You think so? Yeah.
I think so.
On the map, or maybe they pick her. They're probably at least considering it.
I think they need a warrior. They need to be. I would definitely pick a warrior. I'd say so. Na'Vi are going to ban one if not.
Yeah, but they would have to pick one and ban one for it to be really effective. Because otherwise, there's still going to be like some decent ones in there. Because think about it, there is, I guess, Arthas, Shen.
Well, would that be an issue for Na'Vi? I doubt they're going to be adverse in the slightest to picking 2 warriors.
Yeah.
I think it's the safest bet for Gamers2 to pick a warrior here, but there's definitely potential for more damage. As I said, there's the Kael'thas. That's a very damage-heavy team.
Yep. And I think they banned Vala. But then there's still Sylvanas, actually. Sylvanas on this map is really good.
Great on this map. That would be an amazing ban.
They'd have to ban Sylvanas over, but then Na'Vi won't care because they pick Vala.
Well, it's still an issue of the fact that you're against Kael'thas and Jaina and you're going to get burst.
What about the triple warrior meta?
Maybe, but I wouldn't think on this map. Actually, maybe on this map. Yeah, that's where they ran it last time. I guess if Na'Vi could get the Sylvanas, then they're the ones who would do it. In fact, the Gamers2 physically can't because they've gone all damage all the time. But Na'Vi, thinking about this ban very carefully, both teams have used up quite a bit of their bonus pool. There's the Rhaegar ban, so they're limiting support options for Gamers2, and that makes a lot of sense considering how squishy these mages are, and really makes me think that you are right that Na'Vi could be going for the Butcher.
So it's assassin time here, most likely. Vala, Sylvanas.
Yeah, and with the Tyrande banned out, as we did predict, because even if they run Butcher, if they were given Tyrande as well, that would have been devastating. They would have just got sniped so quickly.
You know, I really would have liked it if they banned a Nubarak, then they picked ETC.
That would have been very funny. That would be quite cool. Like, at the moment, Gamers2 don't actually have that much stun. There's the Nubarak. They could pick ETC as well, I guess. Triple warrior.
I don't know.
We said it, and then pick Sylvanas as their last one. And there's Sylvanas, though. Yeah. So Gamers2, warrior-wise, they are left with Tyrael
they know that
Arthas.
I think it's smart not to pick double assassin here by Na'Vi because they knew that obviously Gamers2 they're not gonna pick a 4th range assassin. Like you don't do 4 assassins like one Lily or something. Like
it's not gonna work. It's just far too much. And
also
also the double warriors is a situation where it's good against this kind of damage because you're going to take some hits.
Yeah.
Whether it's from Jaina, whether it's from Kael'thas, whether it's just hunter killer on you constantly. So having the warriors at least be able to absorb that, especially Muradin with that passive regen, and Nubarak with the shield to protect himself, and Beetles to block the frost bolts.
Was pretty obvious here, and then I guess ETC is the most likely.
ETC or Arthas. I think Arthas over ETC.
Okay.
So
Diablo, Shen, no chance? TRL?
Definitely not Chen, because there's a lot of stun and silence potential on the side of Na'Vi, which can break Chen out of his shield. Yeah. Tyrael, definitely an option. They could go for a very good burst comp if they went for Tyrael.
Stitches?
There's the Arthas. Okay. Yeah, they needed someone.
Imagine Stitches, like...
I think Stitches would be horrible. There's the Butcher. Na'Vi putting their hopes on this Butcher. Can he snipe Kael'thas or Jaina. Now, Jaina does come with the ice block at the later levels.
I'm really liking this here for Navi. Like the rotating capability that they're going to have is ridiculous. They have a lot of pushing power with Sylvanas. Clearing out creep waves or even camps is going to be incredibly easy. And the Butcher is just... He's a Butcher. There's no better way to say it. He has Divine Shield here to work with in this game.
This game will be decided in the early game. If Na'Vi get a really good lead in the early game...
They did really good last game.
Yeah, if they do it that kind of style, then I think they'll win. Because they can really get an advantage before Gamers2 get to 13 for ice blocks to protect Jaina, or get to 16. So they need to win up to level 10, or at least get a good lead before level 10. And then just keep playing that way and just keep their lead. Even if they take the couple shots now and again, they need to already be in a very decisive position. Because if they wait too long and they haven't got that advantage, then Gamers2 are going to hit 13s, and Jaina's going to be unkillable. They're going to hit 16, and Kael'thas is going to be killing them. And the entire time, Zagara is just doing all the damage and can immediately turn any team fight that Na'Vi doesn't take perfectly.
Any chance Gamers2 might go for Army of the Dead on Allstars?
What AoE is there to kill it? Sylvanas can do it with Shadow Dagger, but it's not really that much. Yeah, there's a good chance. But I think the Yggdrasil is going to be better just for slowing the double warrior and giving the Kael'thas and Jaina an easier shot for all their abilities. But there's definitely a chance, because there's not too much to interrupt it other than if all of the Army of the Dead get caught in the Furnace Blast, then suddenly Arthas says no more tankiness. But that would have to be hugely unlucky for Arthas.
Yeah.
But I still think Syndra goes a bit more lightly.
Well, to be honest, if he goes Syndra goes out, and he's a lot more fragile. I'm not sure that in terms of tanking power, like looking at these drafts, who do you like better? I think Na'Vi personally again.
I think Na'Vi, but like I said, it's all going to be about how they play it. Gamers2, their comp is incredibly late game. If they get to that late game, it's going to be very hard, because those double mages will just
level
destroy
16
everything.
onwards, like double Hunter Killer.
Yeah, double Hunter Killer, Flame Strikes with Ignite. Jaina was already powerful at that point, and she can get the Numbing Blast so she can counter any ganks on her.
And Na'Vi, if you look at these faces, that the guys that they pick, Muradin, Uther, Butcher, and Anubarak, like the rotating power is just going to be ridiculous. Yeah. They're going to be all over the place, and Gamers2, they're going to have to play so defensive, which even if you pull off nicely and like you don't die, the other team's just going to have so much momentum that it's just really hard to deal with this situation in general. Like, it's really hard to tower hug up until level 16. Like, you can't really have that as a game plan, you know? Because you actually need to pick up the gems on this map.
Yeah, you have to play the objective. Excluding heroics, there are 5 stuns on the side of Na'Vi. It's an incredible stun frame. Once you include heroics, there are 6, plus a Web Blast and a Silence.
They should have gone... yeah, I guess like going 3 assassins feels almost wrong here. They needed like another warrior or another healer with another cleanse.
It's going to be interesting, because Sylvanas is the only ranged assassin for Na'Vi, the only ranged damage dealer. So she's going to have to be working overtime on this, and can't really go mercenary split push build, or just can't go the minion killing build like the barbed shot and stuff. She has to go the extra range and with the wind, because she needs to keep herself alive. But for now, we are loaded into the game, so let us introduce the teams. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the left-hand side, it is the blue team, currently 1-0 up in this series. It is Natus Vincere. And playing the Anubarak is going to be Schwimpy. Playing the Butcher will be JPL. The Muradin is being played by Breeze. Uther is being played by Splendor. And the Sylvanas is being played by Eternal. And on the right-hand side, looking to try and keep their tradition up of at least, if they can win 2 more games, coming second at every DreamHack, at least, unless they can do something to their DreamHack, to Liquid, it is going to be Gamers2. And playing the Zagara, it is Nika. Playing the Arthas, it is going to be Shikul. Playing the Jaina, it is Bashek. Playing the Malfurion is going to be Leo from Korea. And finally, the Kael'thas is being played by Yuva. So talent-wise, pretty much standard. We have the extra range, the extended spines on the Anubarak. Other than that, everyone's standard. Couldn't we have a look at Sylvanas' level 1? I'm assuming it's with the wind. Yeah, okay, so yeah, she's going for the more ranged stuff as opposed to minion clearing.
Oh, this Kael'thas is going to be the favorite target, I feel, here in this game.
Yes, he is. Oh, but Malfurion, though, is the one who gets caught. That's a lot of stuns being dropped on him, but nice Blizzard from Jaina. Catches JPL out. He takes a lot of damage, and down he goes. First blood over the Gamers2. Very well played. That was looking quite bad for Gamers2, and they instantly turned that with a great Blizzard.
So far, they handled the situation perfectly. Quite a bit of damage here, although Allstars needs to be careful. The same goes for Breeze on his Muradin here once again, though.
Has he played anything but Muradin this entire tournament? I don't think he has.
He loves it, that's for sure. JPL's been doing well on the Butcher in the previous times that we saw him on it, but so far in this game, didn't do too well. That one time he got caught turning on kills, so
yeah,
definitely gonna have to turn it up.
Yeah, it was a very good stun combo, but they just didn't have the damage with them at the time because Sylvanas was busy in the lane. So they weren't able to do it, and instead, we just saw Butcher get caught out and get burst down, and that's the issue with Butcher, especially in the early game. Gets revealed by Creep. Oh, Sylvanas gets wiped out, and this is the assassin style. You do so much damage with these mages, even in the early game. They are very vulnerable, but if you just catch people like that, then you would just kill them so quickly.
Yeah, I was maybe a little bit sloppy by Sylvanas here, getting close to the smoke like this. In the end, if Howling Blast hits, well, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, Howling Blast or even Gravity Lapse to set up for Howling Blast. Either one of them, any stun, and you're in some serious trouble when you are Sylvanas. The only
They're still ahead on gems.
They are ahead on gems.
Quite a bit, by the way.
Yeah.
28 to 19.
But they do need to, at some point, turn them in. And that is going to be the issue. Both teams are above 20 gems now, and we already have seen that Gamers2 have turned in 14 to this point. So overall, they are ahead in gems.
Nicker playing it safe, hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, throws out the Hunter Killer, just chasing Shrimpy back. In comes the Butcher, just gets the stun and leaves.
Over eager.
he just stuns and then walks away, just like, yeah, just asserting his dominance. That's what he did there. Breeze getting completely caught out here. He's trying to juke, but there's too many people here. Dodges over the wall and is able to survive. Very nice there.
There's never too many people for Muradin, man.
Yeah, one of the only heroes with that kind of stun immune jump. Easily allows him to dodge out from some of those.
Gamers2 is 5 gems short of having enough to get the first bunch of web weavers here come in and help them.
Yeah, and there's a couple gems available here. Grab is free.
The 8-legged spiders, as Richard Lewis calls them.
But are they in Antarctica, Todd?
I don't think they are. Neither are they vegetarian. That's actually one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Nicker just throwing more harassment onto Shrimpy for the moment, gets him down to half health. That Hunter Killer, so good at trading, but we're seeing Arthas actually getting focused down, but he's healing himself, takes a lot of damage, and he gets out. And this is the problem.
Whoa.
Na'Vi have so much damage and gank potential, but they're not able to get the kills.
Yeah. Right now, we have actually Zagara with, I think, enough for turning. The web weavers potentially to come in.
Here we go once again onto Arthas, and he just tanks it up. There's the root onto JPL, and he will get taken down. But the roots and stuns.
You get one chance. You get one chance with Butcher to go in and get a kill. If you fail, the team turns around and kill you, and that's what's happened quite a few times here already so far in this game. 2 times.
Yeah, Gamers2 almost with a full level advantage. Currently it's like half level worth of XP, and they will hit their level 7s for that talent advantage first. But Na'Vi are not too far behind them.
Yeah, 45 out of 50 for Na'Vi, by the way. If somebody sneakily pays at bottom, I think Zagara's paying at the bottom here right now.
Yeah, she's trying to eat Turtle. He's trying to turn in.
He's going to
stop Nicker.
It's so close.
Drop will prevent this.
And at top, same thing.
That's the Rupert so he can't. He did get it onto Nicker, but Nicker able to get out.
Who's paying at top?
A bit of extra damage. That is no one. They're just fighting.
Wow, this is going to be close here for the first turning. Both teams really, they got so many gems too. Gamers2, 45.
If they start dying, that's so many gems lost. And this should be the turn-in. And there we go. Uber getting the first turn-in for Gamers2. Breeze does a bit of harassment, and he gets rooted. And this is the combo. And they take him down. So much damage is available there for Gamers2. And it's all they need to just lock them down. It's not even stuns. It's just roots.
They're screaming like crazy.
They are.
Every time they get a kill.
That's good for them. They are enjoying it. They're getting themselves back into it after that first game. And they do enjoy themselves when they play this. So we talked about this. And also, something to point out here, gathering power on the Chaos Pass. He's so confident. And he's been doing very well. He hasn't been being picked off. He's taking the risk.
Honestly, I feel like it's almost always better personally, because even if you die early on, later on, as long as you start doing well past level 16, you're still going to get, you know, some stacks, and you're going to be able to do well with it.
Zagara,
keep in mind, by the way, like, if Gamers2 was to win this map here, we'd go to Blackheart Bay,
This is true, it's a rematch. It would be a rematch, and that would be Na'Vi's true chance at redemption for that. Both teams looking quite good here. They're just going to be Na'Vi just killing off the Web Weavers bot lane, last one left alive. And now all Na'Vi have to do is just get that single turn in, and they will have their Web Weavers prepared as well. The Soul Nests will be open in 7 seconds.
They closed the gap pretty nicely in experience, to be honest.
Yeah, they've been able to keep up despite giving away quite a few kills. It's 1 to 4, but they're not falling too far behind. They're still playing this quite nice with their stuff.
Yeah, the fact that they're getting this actually kind of means that they're not going to be able to get a turn in here, unless Gamers2 gets really sloppy and don't pay attention to one of those.
Yeah, Gamers2 just laning for the moment, and with Zagara, they do actually have vision of that bottom one, and they're turning in at the top one a lot of coins. And that is 29 coins overall. They're over halfway to the next turn in, but Breeze, they've just left him, and he's going to get the turn in. And that is a set of Web Weavers going over to Na'Vi.
Happy to get it, and both teams closing in very rapidly on level 10 here. Gamers2 getting their own knights instead of the map. Quite nice.
Yep, heroics available for both teams, and it looks like it is standard for everyone. Arthur's yet to pick. He does go Army of the Dead, so going for that tankiness.
If you look at both of their comps, it feels kind of hard for Na'Vi to like properly engage. Like when they come in, you know, they can get mods. Jaina's gonna start bursting them down, and then if they stay from afar, Kael'thas will be happy to oblige from level 16 onwards, especially with gathering powers.
Yeah, and I do quite like the Army of the Dead here, because Arthur's is one of the least mobile members, or at least one of the ones with the least actual skills to keep him alive.
That panic ult.
That panic ult does throw it out, but it'll be off cooldown 90 seconds. All they have to do is not fight, but the Web Weavers are still alive. They're going in here onto Zagara. There's the more, but Zagara will still go down.
She got trapped by Onma.
Yes, JPL does come out of this. He is still alive. There's the Divine Shield, and they're continuing to chase in. Down goes Jada as well, and they get quite a few kills out of this. They finish off the Water Elemental, who is in the Web Blast. Who's here for the party? It is going to be Arthas. He's tanking as much as he can. He is going to go... No! He's popping his Army of the Dead, taking so much damage, and he is almost able... Yes, he's able to get away.
Yeah.
Army of the Dead, too good.
That was really smart, though, by Na'Vi. They fully recognized that because of the Web Weavers, the lane's was going to be pushed, and even though they were going to go deep like this, and even close to the fort and, you know, that extra tower, it wasn't going to be attacking them anyway. So they go deep, they get the Zagara, and a nice move by them. They start pulling ahead by 1 level here. They were behind.
Yeah, it's looking good for them at the moment, and we also have to point out that in that last fight, Tranquility was not available due to Leo having a little bit of a panic.
Yes, actually didn't help a lot, but I think that the mob was a big problem too, like Zagara trapping herself. Army of the Dead, I told you, man. Yeah,
you were right, it's working out very well for him, and the thing is, do you really, like, how much lockdown does your team really need? You have roots, you have several roots, several slows. Do you really need another slow, or would you rather have your tank players stay alive in situations like that? And in this case, you are 100% right, Army of the Dead, a really good choice.
Closing in on level 13 here in Na'Vi. Interesting with another set of Web Weavers, already on 40 gems against 32. They've got so much momentum. They're able to get 1 talent up and even more gems. Yeah, they could go straight away from another pavement right after. The other lanes are being ignored, actually. Those Web Weavers are going to push quite nicely.
Yep, level 13, hit by Na'Vi. They do have that slight talent advantage now. And they are just going to pick up. They have Spell Shield. It is going to be... Oh, he's solo. He will be able to heat it up, but it's not in time. And he will get taken down. And Na'Vi starting to look very, very strong. If they're able to pick off Arthas like that, then that is exactly how they need to continue playing this. And Web Weaver in the middle lane does get picked off, but bot lane is the last one left alive, and it's Kael'thas down here on his own. He'll be
next turn in is 60, right?
I believe so. 60 for both teams.
They're already on 50 here, Na'Vi.
Yep, and Swimpy going in here onto Kael'thas. In comes the Sylvanas, and she's completely
what was he doing
caught
there?
out. I don't know. He gets himself caught. The creep tubers not enough in order to give them the vision that this kind of engagement could happen. And JPL, that looks like a boss solo.
1-on-1 right now.
1v1 me, boss. 1v1 me. And we'll have
I mean, they're up 1 talent. If Gamers2 come close to them.
They're sending up Uther and Sylvanas, and I believe, they're sending up Muradin as well to help with this. And they should be able to finish that off without too much trouble. And there's nothing Gamers2 can do about it, and that is a huge amount of pressure coming out of Na'Vi now.
up to 52 gems here in total out of the 60 that they need. Gamers2 on the other side, they have enough to go for a payment themselves, but they know that if they did, they probably get engaged, have to fight, and most likely lose. So they're gonna play it safe, kind of sit back, you know, try and do some camps on their side here, maybe with the Knights being up. But even that, they're afraid of doing right now. They're literally behind their wall doing nothing. Yeah. Just kind of defending on the lanes.
They just don't want to take that risk of getting picked off, and that's what this Na'Vi comp is built for. And now they're actually doing it instead of running in with Butcher and getting him killed over and over again. This is when they start to get the momentum, and right now, just grab a tower and leave. They don't need to fight against Gamers2 yet. They need to wait for their team to be grouped up and have that good angle. In the meantime, they're just using the control they have over the map to take objectives. Gamers2 still just defending. They're just holding this as much as they can and just dealing with this brute cam. It will not take them too long.
Do you like the amount of spell shields that we have?
I do like 3 spell shields, not as many as we saw in the Blackheart's Bay game during the first series, but I do like that we're seeing them quite a lot nowadays. And we have Ice Block as well. In fact, double Ice Block and improved Ice Block, just for the protection.
I'm liking the Relentless.
Yeah, it's all built for it. Like, other than Chaos Pass with the Flamethrower, it's literally all built just like, yeah, we are tired of this.
Yeah, actually,
no more of
the
this.
Allstars pick might even have been motivated by the amount of stunners that there was.
Maybe, just for that Relentless. That does make a lot of sense. And considering Johanna was already banned out, seems like a pretty good choice. And Arthas just tanking through all of this, able to keep himself healthy and will kill off that Web Weaver. There is still a Web Weaver in the mid lane though, and in the top lane, and JPL is just split pushing with this one. He's on max fresh meat stacks too. He will back up here as Gamers2 are on their way, and the Web Weaver, or at least the minions, should finish off that tower.
Yeah, level 16 against 14 here. I mean,
Na'Vi
so far
gets rooted. No cleanse coming out. Just let it expire.
Let it go.
Let it go.
44 gems for Gamers2. I think they'd love to go for a payment, but so far they haven't been able to. Like, ideally, I think they want to get level 16 here and finally go for it, but obviously Na'Vi is not going to let that happen. I think they're going to try to go for their own payment before that.
Yeah, Gamers2. Right now, they're just trying to wait this game out for 16 or wait for Na'Vi to make a mistake. The second one of those at this point is not looking likely. Na'Vi playing very well in this. So Gamers2 just want that 16 so they get that Ignite on the Kael'thas and can do the damage that way.
They're only 15. If they go and try and pay, they're most likely going to get paid and going to get killed and then lose all of their gems.
Yeah.
It's such a tough position here.
Yeah, they have 29 gems already in. They don't even need the whole group to pay, just like anyone. But they have 61 gems on them at the moment. If they lose a team fight, then that's all that work, and then they lose any kind of comeback potential.
And most of those are on Shihu too.
Yeah, and he is the frontliner, which is very risky. I guess he's the least likely one to die too. But still interesting. And Na'Vi tempted to try to sneak down to the mid lane there, but Gamers2 completely up to that.
Yeah, I think they might try and go and push in for a keep here. They still haven't taken one, but that'd be committing for a fight on the enemy territory here. So in the end, Na'Vi kind of forced to let Gamers2 soak that level 16, in which case I think they might actually kind of start losing patience and go for a fight. Because 16 against, very close to 18, that means if you don't go for the fight at this time, when are you going to go for the fight? When they're 20? I don't think so.
Yeah, they have to fight the second they get this level 16, or at least start harassing as much as possible. And you can see that Yuva saving his Flame Strike until he hit 16 just so he could get that Ignite.
Stone Skin on Arthas. We're going to help a lot with the tanking here. And this is where the game really starts here for Kael'thas. As a big Kael'thas fan myself here, I have to say I'm getting a little bit excited.
It is going to be very fun. And we also have the interesting thing of Zagara. Like we said before, did take the Spell Shield, so no Mutalisk on that. Is just going to be the double Hydralisks, which there's quite a bit of terrain for them to get stuck on.
Remember, Thatcher, some men just want to see the world burn.
Very true. And that's pretty much Kael'thas in a nutshell. Shihu and Breeze trading blows there. Both of them absurdly tanky, unlikely to be taking each other out, but both waiting for any of the other team members for either team to come in and join the fight, making it a mistake that allows them to be picked off. Stimpy knocks up Shihu, and remember, if Shihu dies, that's most of the gems of Gamers2 will be left on the floor, and if Na'Vi can zone them away from that, then that is going to be all of the comeback potential for Gamers2 pretty much lost. For now, though,
they never get hit by Flame Strike.
They're so good at dodging. Like, they are absurd.
They spread out super well. You can hit one at most and then he gets healed, so it's like irrelevant.
Yeah. And it's just a skill they have learned. It is as simple as that. And for now, Na'Vi, they're just clearing this. Like, they don't need to fight at this point. They need to stop that happening, and they do. And Nubrak with the knockup, preventing the 56 gem Arthas from turning him down.
That's starting to be actually ridiculous how many he's got.
Max
they're sneaking the boss in the meantime, but I think Na'Vi, it's very risky. Gamers2 picked up on it.
Yeah, they're outnumbered very much. If Gamers2 did go in here, they may at least get JPL.
Already lost some mid points. He's going to get hit by Rolling Blast.
There's the cleanse. That will allow him to get out, but now the rest of Na'Vi are coming in, and Nubrak's coming in, so it will finally be 5 versus 5. Flame Strike does land, though, and in comes the Butcher. Ice Block stops the damage, though, from the Butchers, from the Furnace Blast. Flame Strike does land on quite a few more, but Nika is completely trapped away from his team, and somehow JPL has managed to tank all of this. The more hits no one. It is Uther down versus Zagara down. JPL is somehow still alive thanks to that Uther beyond the grave healing. And now it is going to be Breeze who is being focused down. He gets stun locked. There's the wailing arrow, though. That is Breeze's chance to get away, and he does get away. And the turnaround coming in from Na'Vi, but the Flame Strike will zone them away. And they were like to get something until Shihu did that. In comes the Ruthless Onslaught. It gets cleansed. He is still alive. No, he gets taken down. Can Na'Vi zone them away from the gems? They get Kael'thas as well. And they're going to continue to push in Na'Vi in such a dominant position. And those gems are all gone. They went from over 60 to 18 gems. And how can they come back from this?
Yeah, they just lost everything. Now Na'Vi, they're not just going to have enough for a payment here in a second. They are also going to be able to secure the boss very easily, even though they are missing their healer. He's about to come back. He's going to be back up much earlier than this Arthas and Kael'thas. So Na'Vi, they might finally be able to do it here against their nemesis.
They may be able to. We're seeing Malfuria knocked up there by Shrimpy. In comes Gamers2. They want to try and grab something. Nubrak does get rooted, but this boss has already been taken. And there is the Web Blast being used onto that. I believe that is Zagara in there. And what can she do other than die?
There's no one. There's no one there. There was never anybody.
It was just a web.
It just like made it disappear. Closing in on level 20 here. They won't even go for the payment.
They are level 20. They're level 20. Can we have a look at their level 20 talents just quickly before this fight does happen? Flame Strike dodged again.
Yeah, they're happy to just push with the boss here.
There it is. 2 Hardened Shields, 2 Bolt of the Storms, and what's going to be Redemption or Storm Shield on the Uther. And Muradin jumping aside so he doesn't get caught by Shiku there. And Na'Vi, they're pushing this in. Zagara's still down for 25 seconds. Breeze took a bit of damage there, but gets healed up by Uther, and looks like they want to go aggressive here. The boss is still very high health. They're going in onto Leo from Korea. There's the knockup onto Kael'thas in the background. Leo from Korea did pop his ice block, but they're trying to focus down the core. Shihu is going in. Butcher's been divine shielded, and that's going to be so much damage. Butcher does go down before his furnace blast can come off, but it looks like this is going to be it. GG! Na'Vi go through to the finals to play against Team Liquid. The curse has been broken. So well played by them, and suddenly we have a completely different scenario. We've had tradition for 2 DreamHacks now of Gamers2 going to the finals against Team Liquid, and Na'Vi come in. They hadn't won a single map against Gamers2 before this tournament. They lose 2 in the first round, and in not great fashion either, but they come back with this, and they rock it. So well played by them. I'm out of words. That is just fantastic for them.
This is what they've practiced hard for, and I guess all of their efforts here have paid off. A very well-conducted game. A few moments here, like definitely could find some mistakes and things to improve, but overall this was really good, and this was the best, I think, Na'Vi we've ever seen up against Gamers2.
100%. They played their hearts out there, and even, like as you said, the start of this game was very wonky for Na'Vi. They were giving away quite a few kills because Butcher went too aggressive. Yeah. But the second they got to that late game, they took really good engagements, they found really good people to pick, and they ran it perfectly. And Na'Vi, incredible with this Butcher. And now, we are going to send you over to Smix for an winner's interview with Breeze from Na'Vi.
That is absolutely correct. I have Breeze with me. Congratulations. You guys seemed absolutely ecstatic with that victory. I could hear your shouting from way backstage. So first of all, just let us know, how amazing did it feel to finally break the losing streak you had against Gamers2?
We have been losing 6 games in a row to them at DreamHack, so it was a really good feeling.
Well, okay, so you guys just broke that losing streak. What was different about this time? I mean, I know that the last time when I spoke with you guys, when you met them in the lower bracket finals, you seemed very confident, but it didn't work out. But this time, you were able to reverse it and win 2-0. So what was different this time?
We have been analyzing all the games a lot and learned from our mistakes. But most of all, I think it was the hype, like after beating Rocket, and we have been doing a pretty solid performance. I think that helped us a lot.
And in the grand finals, you will be playing Team Liquid, which Team Liquid have been very, very dominant at DreamHack. But recently, you guys actually played them at the Stormgrounds Invitational and won very convincingly 3-1. So I can't help but feel like you guys feel pretty good entering the finals.
Yeah, I think we have a good shot at Liquid, and I think we're one of the teams in Europe that can actually beat them.
All right, and last but not least, Breeze, I know that you're a very young player, and it's nice to see you here on the main stage. So do you have anything to say to the fans that are watching you right now?
I want to thank everyone for supporting, and I want to give a big shout out to Black Scorpion Liquid because it's his birthday, so happy birthday to him.
All right, thank you very much, Paige. Congratulations again on making the finals, and that is it. We do have our 2 finalists set up for the Turtle Beach DreamHack All-Stars. It'll be Team Liquid versus Navi. So stay tuned, guys. We'll have the grand finals starting after this short commercial break.